Hi, welcome back to the TLS Pedagogy. This is Abdul Ghafoor and you are watching YouTube channel. I hope all are good. In this video, we are going to discuss some important questions, their solutions, and some strategies, some tips. I'm sure these questions are going to help you. If you think this video is useful, please do share. And if you want to join our crash course, which is, at the lowest price, please, you'll be finding the description, detail in the description. My WhatsApp, contact detail, phone number, all has been given. As with the name of the teacher pack, we have started or we have launched our own company. That's a certified company or UA licensed company to provide the online services. Let's start the lesson. So today, some of the questions you'll be finding with the Bloom's taxonomy. I'll try to give you the best explanation. So you can see here, this question. It says in the lesson about energy sources, which of the following objective is at level of the evaluation? So make sure that you have a good command on the Bloom's taxonomy and how you can make practice. You have to apply Bloom's taxonomy in your daily lesson plan. We are familiar that the Bloom's taxonomy has 3 domains, and one of the domain which is important, that's the cognitive domain. And the cognitive domain has 2 versions. Number 1, the one which is called old, another one is the new version. On the screen you can see here, this is the new version of the Bloom's taxonomy. Make sure you know the order of this Bloom's taxonomy, as well as the action verbs that belongs to each level. So this work as in a bottom to top as well as to top to bottom, but mostly it's a top to that we have to let the students mastery in their skills, in subjective skills. For detailed video, I have already uploaded how to apply the Bloom's taxonomy. Here we are going to talk about the question which is related to the Bloom's taxonomy. You can see here, the examiner has given that you have to make sure that which option belongs to the level of the evaluation. As we know that the level of the evaluation is the 5th level. You can see here 5th level, and then we have the creator in the old and the new Bloom's taxonomy. Now let's identify first these two, state and design. Actually, design belongs to the high order of the thinking. That's we call the create. So it means this is the 6th level. State we define state or explain, actually they belongs whether that the remember or sometime it's overlapping the explain, so understand. So that means these 2 questions are not part of it. Now whether it's a defend or conclude. Let's discuss the conclude first. Now conclusion is actually also the evaluation, but sometimes we have to look at the scenario of the question. Now option says that the conclude the advantages of replacing non-renewable sources and energy renewable sources. So advantages, that means we are comparing. When we have to compare, that means we have to tell similar things about that, right? If we have a compare and contrast, that means advantages and disadvantages. For example, if I remove the non-renewable and renewable or replace it with the iPhone and Samsung, that means conclude the advantages of replacing iPhone and Samsung. That means we are comparing here. So comparing is the fourth stage of the Bloom's taxonomy cognitive domain, right? Defend. After comparison, defend the importance of iPhone and resources of energy. We can say that the Samsung. When you are defending, that means you are going to be judgmental. Judge. And judge is the level of the evaluation. Let's see. Is this a part of the defend word? Is the part of the, the evaluation or not? Because we have to also look at the action verbs that relates to the Bloom's taxonomy. Word defend, focus on the word defend. You can see here, defend over here. That belongs to the evaluation part. So make sure before entering in the exam or during your preparation, you have a good information about the Bloom's taxonomy. Let's see further, next question. If one of the affective objective in the subject you teach students to appreciate scientist contribution in serving humanity, then the best way to achieve object. As I said, there are the three domains of the Bloom's taxonomy. One is the cognitive, other one is the affective, and the third one is the psychomotor. Now, cognitive domain actually deals with the brain. Affective domain deals with the heart. And the psychomotor domains deals with the body or physical. Now, this is talking about appreciate. Appreciate is something, giving valuing somebody or giving, that the feelings and emotion. So this question belongs to which domain? Domain, affective domain. Now, this is the question's description. Let's see, what we have, what is the right answer for it. How to appreciate. This said offer material and non-material reinforcement. Now, what is the material and non-material? It's not appreciating. Appreciating can be by words, okay? This is something by heart, where you are giving the value of somebody. So when you are reinforcing somebody, just like giving, the bouquet, giving some type of the stuff like this, So this is actually not the right way by the valuing. The student who show their appreciation of the role, why they have to show their appreciation means they have to role play. This is not kind of the way that one. So we'll not be doing that one. I constantly show, teacher will constantly show in the lesson my appreciations of the role scientist plays in it. That means wordly, as a teacher, you have to praise or I have to pray, okay? Praise you. Again, this is not the right answer. I give a lesson in which I explain the students the role scientist plays in it. This is the explanation again, lecturing method. So in this lecturing method, you are talking something about, that's a more not effective method, right? This is the not a best way method. So according to this, when you are valuing somebody, that you have to assign the role, assign students to conduct research around the most prominent scientist who served humanity. You'll be letting the students to involve in it, that who has conducted the research, and they will be conducting the research on the humanity, that what he or she has done it. Okay. So third option is the correct one. Let's see. As I said, this question has been taken from the Bloom's taxonomy, the affective domain. So you can see here, motivate to invest, chooses to behave in a certain way frequently, begins to identify within the behavior of community. So you are going to value the scientist. That's why it's a affective domain. Next question we have, which type of the study involves a repeated observation? Now, repeated observations, that means of the same variable. Same variable, that means what exactly you want to measure. whether the students, that the math skills, art skills. So if you want to measure the math skills, that math will remain same. Means this will not be, this will call the independent variable. You are not going to change. Frequently for a long period we got. If you want to check the students' Arabic skills, if you want to check the students' writing skills, reading skills, this will not be changed because as it is, the long term to improve, to have a mastery in these skills. So what you are going to check, you are going to check the periodically, like this way. How long you are going to check? For example, if you want to check from grade 1 to grade 12, so this will be designed like this one, grade 1, grade 2, and onward grade 12. Now, at the same time, you can see it's a kind of the staircase, right? For how many years you want to measure it? It's already, I said that you are going to measure for grade 12. So definitely that will be the time period for each grade, and each grade consists of 1 year. So which approach actually is this? This is we call the longitudinal approach. Number one, it's not a horizontally. When we are talking about the horizontally, that means we are aligning these things. We are not aligning. We are starting from the one point and will be ending from this last point. Again, we'll begin it. Let's see how I'm experimental studies. No. Cross-sectional study. These are not the cross-sectional or experimental studies. Let's study about the what exactly the longitudinal studies is and how do we know that. Actually, this method is like this one. Suppose you want to measure the students' education, the impact of reading habits of academic performance. You want to check the 100 students, grade 1 to 6. So variable measured, this variable will remain same. That means reading habit, academic scores, and teacher. Why we are measuring? So this will be same for, every year. Grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 6. You are not going to check. Means grade 1, you are check the reading habit. Grade 2, you are going to check the reading habit. Grade 3, you are going to check the reading habit and onward. Similarly, they are measuring score and teacher's feedback. So this longitudinal approach is actually is a repeated method that we can apply and check them measurements of the students perform. That's why we are conducting, the test as well as, So we call it a kind of the linear model approach. Again, you can see here detail reading habits of the academic perform 100 students, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are checking reading frequency survey, comprehension test, the teacher's feedback as well as you. So longitudinal approach we are going to apply now. Again, data is collected, is education. This is a same variable, reading survey, reading survey, reading survey, reading survey. That's why we call it. And you can see how the progress is going to be improved. I hope this you understood. Which of the following statement is correct when comparing equity and equality? As we know that the equity, that means based on to the need of the learners, and differentiate instruction based on students' abilities. However, the equality is just like providing the all opportunities, but that is not encompassing the need of the student. So this question is very clear statement. It cannot equity and equality are not same. Equity could be measured, but equality is very hard to measure. No, equality focus on the need. No, it's not focusing on the need. Actually, equity is focusing on the need, refers to providing learners with a different learning approach and learning based on their circumstances and abilities. Equality refers providing the learners. So option B is the correct answer. Let's see what next we have. This shows that in general, how does students' emotional intelligences affect their academic performance? As we know that the child, overstable and least stable question we have for that, right? I have already explained in my previous videos. Now, when child grow, that means he has a control on their emotions. That means the younger children, they have a less control on their emotions, because the older or the adult or adolescents, they have a more control on their emotions. So by this way, they can maintain, they can, the control on the emotions, and this will be definitely impacting onto the students' performance. This shows that the students with a low emotional intelligence is performance better. No. Who are this one? The children. Academic performance influenced by emotional intelligence only during adolescence. No. Emotions are working throughout the all stages. But in which stage they are stronger and they are weak, that's something is a different case. There's no relationship between. Of course, this is wrong. So student with a high emotional intelligence performs better. Now, question is that how do we know that? Actually, this question has been taken from the research. There's a one question which is called the APA style. APA style. So this is the American research has been shown this. I'll give you the reference. Students with a high emotional intelligence perform better in school. American Psychological Association 2019, according to this, students who understand and manage their emotions tend to earn high grades and performing better. This is the research reference has been given. Other research references I want to give it to you that you can easily, these are the research papers, you can go and explore it. University of Sydney, the study found that students with higher emotional intelligences tend to achieve higher grades and better understanding of the school. A comprehensive meta-analysis encompassing 158 studies with over 42,000 students revealed significant positive correlation between emotional and intelligences. BMC psychological study, recent one, that research conducted among Chinese university students demonstrated that emotional intelligence positively correlates with the academic achievement. So these are the example and how examiners got this question, because they know that you are from the educational background and you have done it, you're a BA and other PGC or diplomas. So you have already part of the research. So you might have, different, uh, uh, the literature review. So they want to check whether you have the information about that or not. So these are the some questions I wanted to share with you. I hope this lesson will be very useful. Answer key, you can log it. We'll be meeting in the next lesson. Till that, stay blessed and take care.